with the promise to follow in the footsteps of the Habsburgs. Grand Circle's Old World Prague and the Blue Danube takes you through the former Austro-Hungarian Empire on a fun river cruise. This 12-day tour includes Budapest, Hungary, Bratislava, Slovakia, Vienna, Austria, and Prague, Czech Republic. I'm Wayne Kawamoto, and I'm a professional magician. When I'm not entertaining at restaurants and bars or on stage, I enjoy checking out new destinations. I guess it's my way of discovering the real magic in the world. I traveled in early October in 2015 aboard the River Rhapsody, which offered a first-rate experience. We cruised and disembarked at Durnstein, a medieval town. Here, England's King Richard the Lionheart was held captive in the town's castle by Leopold of Austria. Yes, this is the Lionheart of the Robin Hood legend. Situated on the edge of the river, Durnstein offers beautiful views of the Danube and local vineyards. A key point in the town is its church with its distinct blue spire. After the visit to Durnstein, the ship cruised through the Wachau Valley with its many medieval towns. The brochures tout the scenic beauty of this region, and even with the cloudy, drizzly weather that day, the quaint old villages were fun to view and photograph as we cruised by. An afternoon was spent exploring the 900-year-old Melk Abbey, a Benedictine monastery. The tour showcases the Abbey's history through ancient relics, but many of its exhibits were designed with a definite modern touch. The apex of the monastery, which sits on top of a prominent hill, offers excellent views of the town and river. The abbey itself is ornately decorated. Linz, Austria was our next port. For us, we chose to take the optional tour of Salzburg, Austria. The combination bus and walking tour presented Salzburg's highlights that include Mozart's birthplace, the downtown, the market, and various plazas. A highlight was Mirabell Gardens. Those steeped in the Sound of Music movie, which was filmed here, will enjoy touring the gardens, the setting for much of the Do-Re-Mi musical segment. After lunch, we took the funicular up to Salzburg Castle, which provided great views of the city, but we ran out of time to explore Mozart's birthplace and museum, something that we really wanted to do. When you take these tours, you're sure to see the highlights. There's never enough time. We bade farewell to the River Rhapsodies and boarded buses for the trip to Prague, the land-based portion of our tour. Along the way, we visited the medieval city of Cesky Krumlov in the Czech Republic. Our buses unloaded on the edge of the road at the top of the hill, and we could immediately see the valley below us with its beckoning town and church. Rising above it all was a castle complete with an amazingly decorated spire. After the walking tour with a local guide, we were free for a couple of hours to explore the city. The walk up to the castle was well worth the trip for views of the city and the Moldau River, which flows through the town. Climbing higher through the castle, we reached the immaculate gardens at the very top. Cesky Krumlov was a definite highlight of the entire trip. Our buses arrived in Prague and we stayed at the Park Hotel. Not luxurious, but very comfortable accommodation. On our first morning, we boarded buses to take a tour of the city. The tour's walking portion took us through the city and across the St. Charles Bridge. The city is gorgeous and one of the few big cities in Europe to have remained intact through and after World War II. The tour ended near the Old Town, a huge market square with its well-known astronomical clock that chimes on the hour and presents a parade of the Bible's 12 apostles through 2 windows in the clock face. An optional tour the following day took us to the sprawling Prague Castle. Throughout our visit to the city, the immense castle beckoned from the top of the hill. You just can't miss it or not want to explore it. Our knowledgeable local guide led us through the castle's areas, and the garden provided great views of the city. All too soon, our 12-day cruise and land tour came to an end, and it was time to return home and the real world. I not only had a blast, I came home with a new perspective on the world. And this is the goal of Grand Circle Cruises. Mission accomplished.